Hey everybody, so today we thought we'd show you how we go about finding the trees that we make the lumber for the things that we make. As you can see here, we have a nice dead tree. This tree died last fall. We haven't had a chance to cut it out yet. So we thought this would be a good example for you. Since we don't cut any live trees, we only believe in dead, dying, or storm damage. We don't need to cut down live trees because there's plenty of dead ones around that we can work with. So we have this selected here. As you can see, we have it tied off so we can control where it goes. Because likely when we cut it down, it's going to get hung up there. So we'll need to try to help it down. Probably hung up in the next one too. And we don't want it landing on the house. So that's why we have the ropes on to try to steer it as it goes. Now when you look at it compared to the other trees, it doesn't look like it's that big. But when you measure this trunk, you can clearly see that it is actually about 15 or 16 inch diameter tree, which by the time you get done squaring it up, you should easily get some good 10, 11 inch wide boards out of that. So now we have cleared some of this out so we have a decent place to work. So now we're going to cut our wedge out and then we'll go tighten up the rope or chain some more and we'll bring the tree down. Now we have our wedge cut out, and we can go up and we can go tighten everything up, and then we'll drop the tree. Alright, so now we're going to tighten this up. This red strap here that we have on is what's called a kinetic energy rope. It's actually designed to stretch, so it provides some elasticity as it tightens up, and then it will bind in. We have it in here with the hope that as the tree starts coming, the elasticity will help keep pulling it down this way so we can have some more control of where it comes down at. So we're just going to go ahead and get this nice and tight, and then we'll go down and finish cutting it up. Okay, and now we'll go down and finish cutting it up. An unforeseen problem. As you can see, half of our tree is hung up. So that's why we have this all tied up here. So now we should be able to winch it through and bring it down. So now hopefully we have enough slack in our winch to be able to pull this over. If not, we'll have to readjust and reset. But we'll just go ahead and try and winch this up. And it's down. Now we can go look and see what we got. Really see about how big this tree was here. And like I said, when you measured it, you can clearly see that you're a decent 16 inches wide. So now what we'll do is we'll square this up, and then we'll start cutting some sections of log out of here. So the first thing that I want to do is where we had our wedge at, we're going to just lop that off, and we'll be able to see if there's anything that's rotten at the base of it. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick as we throw away our tape measure that obviously isn't working anymore here. So we'll set that off to the side. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and cut this off here in a piece where we can go ahead and split that up for firewood later. And then we'll get a new tape measure and we'll measure out some sections. Okay, so now what we can do is we can look and we can see if this has been bug eaten or anything up into it there. And it looks like it's pretty okay. There's no holes in it. So now we're going to get a new tape measure and we'll measure off sections and try and section up and cut it up, and we'll pull the logs out. Alright, so after a brief break to go get a new tape measure, well, first thing we're going to do is we found that by painting the end of the logs, it helps with both preventing them from cracking, and also it will help you see this log as it goes through the process, because you'll be able to look for the green color. So we're just going to go ahead and quick spray paint this the end of this log green. Because green was the color of spray paint that we had the most of. I don't know if it actually does work to help seal the end, but various sources say it does, and we seem to have decent luck with it, so we will. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take and measure off this log for sections to cut. Now, if you come down here and you look, it looks pretty straight all the way through. So we really don't have to worry about trying to cut out sections so we can get nice straight logs. So what we're going to do is we're just going to mark off some straight runs and see where it goes. Now, the first thing we're going to do, typically if we didn't have to worry about and where we were going to go, I would mark them off in 8'4" to 8' section, 8'6" sections, so that way you leave some gap for splitting at the end. In this case, for where I'm planning on taking them to get them milled, we're just going to cut them in 8' sections, because we're going to put them all in the back of our pickup and haul them there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to mark this out to 8 foot. Take a paint mark here so we know where to cut. Then we'll have our assistant come, hold our tape measure on our green paint mark, and we'll make another one up here. And then we'll do this again, because we should be able to get at least one more out of it yet. Then we'll cut those out and we'll pull them out and we'll see what that gives us left over. Maybe we can get another one, maybe we can't. Okay, so as you can see now, we have our chain here, a green mark here, and our chain here, and the next green mark. That's being because when you cut this, when the log shifts, we don't have to fight to get the chain underneath. It's already hooked up, then we can just pull it out. So we're going to go ahead and cut these two sections now. We'll pull them out, we'll reset, and we'll see what we can grab off the rest of the log. So now then, we will go ahead and pull these two up. So now we're hooked up, and we'll start pulling the log up. Now we'll go down and get the other one, and the third one, and then we'll see what we got after that. Tuesday, we will load them up and we'll get them cut up.
Got 4 logs out of that one.
So now we have the logs all painted up, and in case you were wondering, we forgot, this is what was left of the top of the tree. This is kind of all gnarly, twisty. If you look at it from this end, it's kind of arced, kind of smaller in diameter. We really wouldn't get much good log out of it. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll cut this up and use this for firewood. All right, so now we're gonna try and load the logs into the truck so we can take them to the sawmill. We'll try. Hopefully we don't break anything. We're set.